from us right now. Obviously, thanks to my guy over here, Neil. Big thank you to Brendan today. Lots of news flying through. Fabian, man, can I get a phone call here again? Thank you so much for all of that. That was great. Again, right now, thanks to Ramin and all. Hello? Oh, sorry. Just on that. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm going to have way too much fun with that. For everybody here at Trader TV Live, thank you for watching the closing show. Now we're going to throw it over to Prad at the big desk. Ciao.
Wow, Mike Ron. We thought the chip market was absolutely getting slayed. Welcome to the after party. We're going to have a lot of fun watching Mike Ron move over here. Ladies and gentlemen, we thought, honestly, the chip sector would, maybe get hurt with Biden coming out with more regulations being announced very soon. NVIDIA starting off the day negative. AMD starting off the day negative. 10 turning positive later on. And Micron over here coming out with its earnings move, most likely giving a little bit of sympathy move to the rest of the chip sector. As you guys can clearly see, chip sectors is something that we're going to be talking about very much for probably this after-hour session. Looking for all the trades on that one. We're also going to be going through all the EV stocks, maybe not all, but some of the EV stocks. We found some trades on some of them today for ourselves. Tesla being one of them, NIO being another. Lucid moved up to the north side too. We'll also go through the oil sector, and feel free to throw some stocks in the chat. Get active in there. Show us how much you love the channel and the new efforts of Trader TV Live to get things going over here. So hit that like button, share it with your friends, share it with your family members, while I over here try to open the YouTube chat. So let's go to the macro. Bang. We can get that going over here. Let me pop this screen out, and then we can go over here. So as you guys can see, Micron already taken out $70, $71, almost the high over here, 70, 90 exactly to be high. It's crazy how we're finding another stock off by 10 cents. If you guys know what we're talking about, then put ones in the chat over there. That's the Apple, 189.90. We didn't see it going anywhere past that today, baby. We won that bet by 10 cents today. So thank you, Neil, for that dollar in my pocket. We appreciate that. Lots of you are probably in love with this Micron move. Right now, there's some buyers on the bids already showing up at 69.70. So 69.70 has some size. Let's see if those buyers are real. Are they crossing up to take some bids? They got wiped out. Look at all the size that just printed on the 70s over there. Looks like that size got tested. But we're still trying to find the range. At the moment on the daily chart, this area right here, as we double topped around $71, looks like a little bit of a barrier. But if this stock can get back above 71 tomorrow, or even give us a chance to trade the breakthrough of 71 tomorrow, that's something that will be an awesome opportunity to take a look at. I said, NVIDIA or AMD giving us a possible sympathy trade over here. So let's go take a look at what NVIDIA is doing at the moment. NVIDIA was getting hurt going into the close, but here's NVIDIA, that sympathy trade idea coming in true with a monster bump up to the north side. Looks like Bogdanov it did help us out overall, but the market, didn't really, or at least for the chip sector, didn't really listen too much, because we're getting a nice bump over here at the end of the day in the after-hour session for AMD, for NVIDIA, mainly thanks to Micron, ladies and gentlemen. MU coming in to rescue chip sector. I also see OSTK apparently moving around. Let's go check out OSTK. What is this stock doing? A little bit of a bump. It moved from 25 to, that's today, sorry. Moved from, okay, so in the after hours, it is actually moving that wildly, from $25 to $27 in the after hours. A nice 12% bump so far, which is about $3 increase. OSTK might be something to keep on watch tomorrow. Traded about 3 million shares today. But wow, ladies and gentlemen, here's the Micron report for those of you wondering. Let's come back to Micron real quick, because I was waiting for the news channels to send me the report. But here's a report. Revenue of 3.7 billion versus 3.69, so beating on the revenue. Net loss of 1.9 billion or 1.73 per share diluted. Where's the estimated for this? I'm guessing that's probably better than the estimate. Okay, well, I don't see the estimates either for this one. Operating cash flow. Overall, Micron delivered fiscal. President, CEO, we believe that the memory of the industry has passed its trough in revenue, and we expect margins to improve as industry supply-demand balance is gradually restored. The recent Cyberspace Administration of China decision is significant headwind that is impacting our outlook and slowly our recovery. Longer term, Micron Technology's leadership, product portfolio, and operational excellence continues to strengthen our competitive positioning across diverse growth markets, including AI and memory-centric computing. So a little bit of a, they are telling us that the China catalyst over there is still a little scary for them. It might be coming in as a little bit of a hindrance. We're seeing the stock now actually pull back much more than the original high of 70.90 to be honest, but I'll just say $71. We're getting a little bit of a pullback over here. I would like for the stock to, show us support, at least somewhere in today's ranges. What was today's high exactly? Today's high was around 67. Let's do this. Or was around 67. Where was that? 67.73 was today's high. 67.75ish or so. Hopefully, we find some support back in these range highs. Bog, did you just short the market? Did you just short the market, Bog? What just happened? But no, it was Sean testing the animation over there. Sean's gonna love that one. I love it. That was the idea that I threw to the boys. The boys made it today, and that was real quick execution by Fabian on that idea. So shout out to Fabian on that animation, and shout out to me on the idea. But apparently some of you have been disliking the another one. Why? I like the another one. But it's okay. If you guys dislike it, everyone's, I respect opinions over there for you guys. Let's come back to the market. People in the chat saying, can we go to SPCE? Why not? SPCE actually is moving around. They're launching the rocket tomorrow. The stock has about 1,000 shares right now on the New York Gateway at 474. That's something maybe I'm going to write down in my notes, because if tomorrow we do see that size coming back at 474 area, I would like to try along around that level, and maybe we get a push past that $5 break. Let's go take a quick look at what the short float is on SOFI. Oh, what did I do? Just gonna close this and then open a new window. Open new docked channel bar. Thank you, Trade Ideas, to make everything so easy. If I just click after hours, bang, everything starts working. And what we wanted to do was SPCE. The short float for SPCE is currently about 20%, and the float is about 247 million shares. The debt for this company, $476 million in debt, and the cash on hand is $874 million on hand. So they're hurting, and they clearly need to send these airplanes into space, into space. And make that money. Each ticket costs about $250,000, so clearly they need to make that revenue very soon. And over here, we're seeing some buyers show up. If that rocket takes off successfully and no problems show up, I would love to take that long. I think we can see the $5 break, as you can already see over here on the daily chart. Today's high was pretty close to where these lows were, around 480, 490 area. So that $5 break looks pretty good setup for me for a possible move up to 6, maybe 560, 550 comes into play, somewhere in the middle of these candles comes into play. So I would love for that $5 breakout to come in. But SPCE, we've seen the stock struggle many times on good catalysts. I am actually going to go ahead and say it, that I will doubt that this stock this company even actually launches tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if they randomly find an excuse to call off the launch. That's just something that I'm just, maybe my bearish sentiment is willing it into existence just by saying it. But let's see what happens over here. There's a little bit of a gap all the way up to 511. So even if 5 does break, maybe 511 to 520 area acts like a barrier for this stock, and then we start seeing selling coming into play. Looks like we could see that rejection even around 532, honestly. So watch for the gap close. Watch for the gap close to come in, especially on a successful launch, and then watch for how the tape behaves around this 511 to 520, 530 areas. If you see selling coming in, the stock is really failing to push past these areas, then we can't expect that move to, $6. It's really hard to expect that move to the north side. The same can't be said, however, about Lucid. You guys remember how bullish I was on Lucid on this day over here on the 23rd of June. You can rewind the tape, go to the stream for the after hours stream on the 23rd of June and see how bullish I was on Lucid. This stock was, actually heading back to the all-time lows, and your man Sean had that short off of 620, a killer short off of 620, rode it all the way to these lows pretty much. I was so surprised. I was like, this looked like a positive catalyst for me. Why did Lucid sell off? The next day, we reclaim all of that move back, and that just puts my whole confidence in the stock back. Like, okay, if we didn't break all-time lows yet again, maybe this move is actually getting ready to look for that liquidity grab, and then we start moving back up, and that's exactly what it looks like it was. Here comes that move past 620 today. And ripping all the way up to, how far do we go? To 650. My target on this stock is pretty much $7 or higher. This line that I have higher than this line is around 7. If 7 breaks, then we have that gap close to possibly incoming at 750 or even higher than 750, most likely up to 8. So there's wonderful levels here that we could look out for. Awesome all-time low longs. Look how much you had to risk going long in these areas from $6 to $5.45, right? You were probably risking, depending on where you get in, at best 50 cents. For a possible reward of, multiple dollars to the north side on Lucid. Even for, a bearish sentiment guy like me who always talks about shorts, when you see a setup like this pop up and the stock has good catalyst, you can't expect anything, or you want the good moves to the north side. Fabian's heading out. Chat, say good night, Fabian, and we will see you tomorrow, my friend. But yeah, you would love to see these beautiful setups to come into play and take advantage of it. So shout out to everybody who did do that on Lucid. Why is chat talking about my girlfriends? You're in the stream with all of Prad's ex-girlfriends. They're jelly now. Good. Let them know they screwed up. My boy. I respect it. People in the chat saying tape behavior, price action matters most. Yeah, exactly. Like, your lines don't matter in the market. But what matters is if other people are kind of using that same line. Indicators, people love talking about how, my indicator is better than your indicator, which doesn't make any sense to me. But at the end of the day, some indicators work during some situations in the market, and some indicators don't work during other situations in the market, and so on. All of that means is that stock on that day has some big hedge fund or some big money trader probably using that indicator who's setting up their orders that way, because why else would the market or the stock exactly bounce off those levels? We've often heard that hedge funds actually get graded, the interns at hedge funds or the traders at hedge funds get graded on how far or close do they take positions away from VWAP. That's why you've seen traders on the floor over here always use VWAP. You see Michael Noss talk about VWAP all the time. Anchored VWAP is something I'm trying to implement into my trading, but I'm waiting for Sean to finish the book so I could read it. There's so many things over here that can be added to our books over here, or systems to keep on implementing and changing the way we trade. But what works the most is where is the big money at and who's using these big money trades. That's what matters the most. The man's coming in here, actually giving me the book. Looks like he's done with it. Thank you, Sean. Shout out to Brian Shannon for this Anchored VWAP book. I can't wait to finish reading this one now. Probably going to finish reading on my way home today because, obviously it takes me 2 hours to get home. So I can't wait to do that. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it. Let's get back to the market here, though. I know you guys are most likely wanting to look at Micron, so let's quickly head back to the Micron chart. What is you looking like right now, ladies and gentlemen? Micron is most likely still hanging. Oh, no, we're now under 69. We're at 68, 65, 68.50 areas. Looks like we might just be able to pull back all the way to 67.40s which was the high day, 67.70, sorry, was the high day today. We might just be able to pull back all there. Good night, Sean. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow morning. And then maybe we see a bounce from these areas. Hopefully we get a bounce before that, because I want to see buyers stepping in ranges higher than what today's high was, not showing support on exactly what today's high is. That's not that much of a bullish indication for me. So I'm gonna be. Micron looked like it was saving the chip sector a little bit, but now it's not that good. But negative outlook saying Black Ops. Thank you, Black Ops, for getting that lower production, negative outlook, and also the whole Chinese restrictions coming in very soon. Not really a good catalyst overall for the sector to begin with. So even though they didn't announce good numbers, not looking that good, ladies and gentlemen. Not looking good. Come on, Micron. Appreciate the help with likes. Thank you, Bears and Bull. Thank you, chat. Thank you, everybody who's at the like so far. Can you please take a look at Meta? For sure, gaming channel. That Datum Zero gaming channel. I like it. I got to check you out. I wonder what game you play. Micron's actually moving back up right now, about 69. Let's go, buyers. Like I said, we want to see those buyers showing in. Let's go head over to Meta. I believe Meta was having a monster day today to the upside. Let's see, yeah, 3% to the upside today. Let's go confirm that on a different chart real quick. Hold up. Meta down 0.61. Yeah, that's why I said let's go confirm that on a different chart, because I don't know why it said 3% up on this one. Oh, it's Micron. That's why. This chart didn't upgrade. Update. There we go. Meta down 0.37% now in the after hours, but today overall down 0.61%. Still holding off in these ranges. Once this, I mean, that's the 52-week high, right? That range is the 52-week high range. Once that 52-week high range breaks, we have possible room to the upside to these highs, and then possible room to the lows around these lows. So we're looking for those moves on META. A lot of these tech stocks have basically in the same realm, kind of. You know, they've been creating these new zones, new ranges for us to kind of watch at the moment. If I was to draw a box over here on Meta, it would probably be something like this. So this area is something that I'll be watching. You can even pin that high, because that high around 290 has been pretty obvious. So maybe just extend that box up to 290. There you go. Extend that box up to 290, and then we'll just throw a line over here too. So that way we'd see that line over there around 278.73. So let's say 279. So 290 to 279, we have a solid range on Meta. If Meta can break that range to the upside, there's easy room to 300 and higher, easy room to 300 and higher without doubt. But if we do break that range to the downside, then I think we find some support around these levels over here. Then a possible, possible test of these areas. I would love to see. There's actually no volume here. You know, if we break this level, we easily drop multiple dollars to the downside. I mean, that's a $10 drop incoming. And I'm looking at the volume profile over here. Look at the volume profile, kind of showing us a volume node. That volume node is where it usually acts like a magnet on the stock market. It shows you where liquidity is, where buyers were, where sellers were, where they got stopped out, and where market makers, as their jobs is to, basically look for liquidity. They're moving the market to see where buyers are and where sellers are constantly. If buyers show up again around these areas, the stock for sure bumps back up. But if buyers start creating another new node in this range over here, like they tried to previously, most of it looks like we're just shorts getting burnt out, or was it longs entering? I think it's a little bit of a both. But if we see this area creating another volume node, like as this big node over here, this is a big volume node too. So this zone over here is pretty interesting. This zone's interesting. And this zone could get interesting. So if 260 doesn't hold on NVIDIA, that sets up to me like the AMD trade around this area for me. If we can just zoom in, I can show you the volume profile for this one. See how when that node breaks, it just liquidity gap opens up, the stock just drops to the downside, and then the next one, if we don't hold this one, we're expecting below 100, sadly. So watch out for this AMD too. Being a bull in AMD for the long term, I would not like seeing the stock under 100. I'm very, very thankful that we are holding up at this node right now. But if that area shows weakness and supply opens up, we got to pull back to the next previous supply / new demand zone to see if buyers are there. And that happens to be in this area right here on AMD. So AMD, look out for those levels. No action for me today, says Richard. That's fine, Rich, if I may call you that. That's 100% fine. There's no need for you to put in any risk on the table if you don't see your trade set up. I did that all day yesterday, and I got flamed for it by the chat. I got flamed for it by Sean and Neil and by Sharif, but that's fine. You don't see a trade, don't make a position. Cash is a position. Being, sitting on your hands is a position. When you do see your trade, smack those trades, and that's the right thing to go about. Because if you, get into trades just to take a trade, just to make a execution, and it ends up going bad, tomorrow you have to come back and make that money back. It's easier to start your day when you have to make $0 back from the next day than you have to be like, oh, I was down, $100 yesterday. I have to make the $100 back. I'm down $1,000 yesterday. I have to make those $1,000 back. Whatever it is. So being cash is a position. Play your trades. Don't just trade to trade. Doesn't make any sense for me at all. No, that is my name. JP goes. Just kidding. I'm guessing is what you want to try to say. Okay, can we go over your Unity call? Need to manifest this as Josh plays DFS. You just want me to pump Unity, huh? All right, let's go to Unity. Unity. Can we go to Unity? Can we go to Unity? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. This stock had a monster move. Why am I singing, chat? The stock had a monster move yesterday. I think it was like a 14% move or something. Let's quickly go check it out. Okay, Brad, it wasn't that much, but it was pretty close to that. Like 9-10% move to the upside yesterday. No, that's not true. That's not how you calculate it. We calculate it from the close to, yeah, it did have a 14%. I have a great memory. 14% move yesterday on Unity, and if you include today's move with today's close, it was around 18.64% move coming in. We are still looking at this 45 area though. This 45 area acting as a wall on Unity at the moment. We have to be very careful to see what happens. The stock has had a previous triple top in this range. I would say this, even though we did break out of this high, let me throw a line down here. Even though we broke out of this high that you're looking at, giving us a pop recently, we dove right back to the south side. That is called a fail break. That's when you want to get into your shorts. You're right, like when you're a swing trader, when you're a day trader, you're looking for stocks to set up like this. When it showed you the fail break of this area, you swing trade the short, your stop is a high at that level. Simple, right? If that level breaks, you get out. Exit stage left, I'm out of this trade, goodbye. And look how good of a swing trade that ends up being. And you might call me a hindsight trader for just talking about a market like this, but this is a setup. I'm giving you a setup, I'm giving you an idea, giving you a trade setup that we take on the show many times and on my long-term account too. So if this breaks that high, you short it, you ride it to the downside. If that breaks, you lose, right? The same idea kind of applies over here too. You wait for this level to come back in, and that's where my stop would have been. Pretty close to where the stop was, not that far away. That's where my stop would have been, and you could have had a pretty good trade to the downside for a swing trade, and then the news catalyst comes in, obviously washes you out. Now, the new idea over here, once, twice, thrice, 4 times. 4 times have we tested this 42 area, and we finally are breaking above it. If we see rejection, if we see rejection at 45, then I can't expect 42 to hold, because there's no difference between 42 and 45 for a long-term holder, and maybe for a small-term swing trader, but for a long-term trader, that's not much of a difference. And if 42 doesn't hold, I think we start going back to the downside. So that's where the pain starts really getting put in for the big-term, long-term traders, big money, long-term traders, and so on. And that's where the real closings of long start showing up for the stock to go down. So I'm expecting if 45 doesn't hold, or sorry, if we're not above 45, then 42 is not going to hold, and we're going to go right back to the downside somewhere down here at these volume nodes, as we are trying to create these new volume ranges over here. If we are above 45, then easily I'm looking for that next range over here where we've created that double, triple top, would be around that $47, $48 on Unity. And if we get above that, then easily above 50 to this range above over here to $60 and so on. I mean, that would be a little bit of an overextended move and over expectation also to see the stock go all the way here so quickly in this box over here from 56 to 58 area. But if it does, boy, is my call out insane. You guys are very welcome for all the dollars that you're making, and hopefully you're able to spend that on your beautiful family, buy them something nice, tell them that Pratty Daddy, don't say Pratty Daddy to your family members, that's so weird. Tell them Prastradamus sent you this gift, even though I didn't. All right, just tell them Prastradamus sent you the gift. Micron, let's quickly head back to Micron real quick, see what the stock is doing. Still above 69, that's good, but right now not back to 70, and we need the stock to go right back above 70. Let's see what the chat's talking about over here. What kind of indicator is in the bottom? This indicator over here, that's called volume. I'm guessing that's the one you're talking about, or these indicators, the exponential moving averages. Can't even think right now. Brain's pooping. My parents are a little old. That might confuse them. Yeah. Don't say Pratty Daddy to your parents. Smash the thumbs up. Thank you, Mr. Ducats. Appreciate that a lot. Everyone, please do smash the like button. Is Katrine here? She is. I'm sorry, Kat, but I have to.
Hola. Like and subscribe today.
She said only Prad can use it. And I feel very special right now. Feel very special. Focus, Prad, focus. Yes, Mike Pena, I am focusing. What stock shall we go to next? So we did talk about Lucid, so why don't we go over to Tesla, one of the most bullish stocks on the day today. I mean, what a monster rally on Tesla. Congratulations to Elon. Happy birthday, King, because this stock absolutely launched. We gave you a trade setup over here, right? On the breakout of this level near 240 or so, if we get the 240 break, then an awesome gap fill. Very, very similar to AMD trade, that gap fill to the downside. You could have swung that trade. You could have done a lot of things with that trade. Overall, and AMD, I'll come back to AMD. I'll focus. But 240 over here ended up holding, and we are now up, $15 from there, or $20 from there to the north side on Tesla. I mean, 260 really came into play today almost. We were off that by 12 pennies. So now the next trade for me will be that 260 break, connect back. Would be that 260 break. If we break 260, 261.50, obviously we're looking for that next pump up into these ranges to the north side. Tesla setting up beautifully. If Tesla shows us a failed break of these ranges, would get me ready for a possible short entry on these positions. So we're looking for that trade also. Let's see if Tesla shows up for anything to the downside. But with the way the markets are moving at the moment, shorts are a little scary. I know, right? Can you believe that Pratt says shorts are scary? Shorts are a little scary. Let's head over to, let's divert ourselves, or let's not derailing, but because it's a car. But let's just move on to the next topic over here, cryptocurrencies. Because Bitcoin is having a little bit of a sour day, ladies and gentlemen. Cryptocurrencies are getting hurt. As you guys can see over here, BTC down 2 full % on the day. Let's quickly zoom out over here. Let's go to my 1-year chart, go to the full time frame. Looks like that high around 31,400 coming into play, and that's around these highs, these zones highs. We actually came back to these ranges on Bitcoin. That's pretty amazing. I mean, awesome move though, but we want to see somewhere above 40K, and that's possible if we can get above possibly right here. These lows, these highs coming into play, that's around 32,600. 32,600, I think if Bitcoin can reclaim that, Ooh-wee, ladies and gentlemen, who's going to be excited for that one? I know we all are. Today, Coinbase made a monster rally off of, I'm guessing, its own catalyst, but gave up a little bit of its gain. I had a long on Coinbase off of 72. Let's see what type of trades can we find on Coinbase for tomorrow. If we could go to the daily chart here, you know, the fact that Coinbase took out this level alone gave me that indication to put Coinbase on the watch list. This area acted as a little bit of a resistance today. We finally got back under it. You could have shorted the follow through behind that level to the downside and risked that day's high for a possible you know, swing trade if you believe in the bullish sentiment for coin and Bitcoin. But I don't at the moment, especially because it looks like they are doing an amazing job to really fight all their demons at the moment and come out victorious. So congratulations to COIN. Tomorrow, do we see 70 holding? That's the main question. Today's low is $69. Anywhere from 69 to 70 break could give us an awesome short to the downside, give us multiple dollars to the downside, honestly. $65 breaking, giving us to, yeah, 69, 70 breaking, giving a move to 65, giving us a move to 60. We've seen coin, you know, move $10 very easily in a day. Today, it moved, sadly, only 86 cents. Is that true? Wow, okay. Compared to yesterday's close, but the overall range today from $69 to $74. Monster moves coming in daily for Coinbase, thanks with the catalyst. Where is Brendan when you need him, says Jay Lee. Prad, do you have any news on bank stress tests, please? Yeah, I don't have Brendo over here, but there's a bank stress test happening. Stress test Bradley, plus I'll ship 500 if I get to pick the color of your beard. Yeah, no, I'm not dyeing my beard. That's not happening. But what stress test are? What's that? OB, you can dye your beard, and the show can watch you do that. Okay, OB? OB's over here screaming platinum beard. Kate, should I dye my beard too? Kat. Should I dye my beard too? Yeah, see? Kat said no, and I respect Kat's opinion. Kat's actually taking me to a blind date, and if I'm going there looking like a goofy, I can't get this girl's number. So no, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. No, not... Brown Santa Claus, she says. And, creamy fat? Wow, okay. I see how it is. No, okay, let's come back to the charts over here. 23 banks passed the stress test. Oh, that's a great catalyst, ladies and gentlemen. Might just help out Pack Dubskis. Pack Dubskis over here up 1% in the after hours, already up 2% on the day itself. We can go quickly see KRE. What did KRE do today? KRE was actually down 0.5%, but after hours we're looking to, you know, reclaim some of these moves over here. I am not excited about the overall regional sector until we reclaim this level over here. Those lows looks like around $40, let's say. That line is around 41.28. We're already above 40.54. So somewhere around 40 to 41.50 over here. I want KRE, which is a regional banks ETF, to push above that level to really start believing in like stocks like PACW and so on. PACW, my level now is $9. I'm going to wait for 9 to hold because anything above 9 is an easy long and a moonshot level to the north side. XLF is something to also maybe take a look at. Making moves in the after hours over here, up 0.5% already in the after hours. If we were to go to the charts right here, look at that after hour move coming in. Look at that. Okay, market is moving for XLF. They are trying to break out right now. The stress test that the markets have passed, helping them out. Look at that. Okay, XLF, awesome move. Banks are in play, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to quickly go watch TD because I do have TD on my long-term portfolio. This is TD on the New York Stock Exchange. Quickly going to go look at TD on the Toronto Stock Exchange because I have it on the Toronto side. Oh yeah, Toronto Stock Exchange doesn't move after hours. That makes sense why we're not seeing any pumps coming in the after hours over here. But look at these moves on some of these XLF-based stocks. Something like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. So now we have another sector. Good night. See you tomorrow. Now we have another hot sector coming in, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be hot fire on your banking sector. Get ready. Micron going to 75. banking sector, it's going to be absolutely hot tomorrow. We're going to love this sector, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see most likely some of these bank stocks getting a little active again. Let's go. Finally, the KRE needs to wake up. We need, if banks start moving higher again. Banking was one of the most beat down sector in the S&P 500. When the NASDAQ was moving up drastically to the north side, the S&P 500 was really lagging and struggling and getting beat down because a lot of banks are inside the S&P 500. JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, and so on. So they all were just lagging and bringing them down. Even your KRE, all your pack dubs and so on. WAL, is that Walgreens? No, yeah, Western Alliance, WAL, I think Walgreens, WBA. We were talking about that earnings move. So over here, all these stocks up 1.79% for WAL. I mean, look, these stocks are moving. Pack Dub is about to hit $9. We're 5% up on Pack Dub. Ladies and gentlemen, the bottom's in. Wait, wasn't I screaming that the market's dead like 2 days ago? Scratch that. The bottom's in. We're rising to the north side. The stress tests are passing. Inflations are going down. Interest rates are going to get paused. We are mooning, baby. Just get ready. The booster rockets are getting strapped up to your stocks. Find your favorite stock. Get your second mortgage. Go long. All of this is not financial advice. So please, obviously, trade your own book. I'm just excited that the banks are finally passing some tests over here because that means we are no longer most likely going to see any more of these banks getting hurt. We've seen, SI get absolutely destroyed. That's going to be Silvergate and SI was Silvergate. The other one was Silicon Valley Bank. Both of them getting hurt really badly. And they did delist actually. So Pat Dubsky's over here was almost in the same boat. But if these stress tests are passing and interest rates, which was something that were hurting the banks, maybe they could think about pausing them or even only one rate hike coming into play. I'm just throwing out ideas over here, theses coming into play, thesi coming into play, and then we could possibly situate ourselves around those ideas. If those ideas come out, then you know exactly what to do instead of being flustered. And that's what trading is all about. Having an idea and knowing how to execute on said idea so you don't fluster around, and that way you just sit back and let your system play out. So awesome move coming in over here, ladies and gentlemen, for the XLF sector and the banking sector. Thank you for the call outs in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, as you can see, I don't have the GOAT Brendo next to me, but I have the world's best chat out there who's been calling out all of these stocks for me. Thank you, chat. You guys are awesome. Real quick, let's go take a look at some of you guys' messages over here. Let's go take a look at Bears versus Bulls DMs to me. New member, Zero Gaming Channel. Thank you for calling that out. Yeah, you want me to take a look at Meta? We took a look at Meta over there. Thank you and welcome to Trader TV Live as a member. We appreciate that support. Tesla orders tomorrow. Pratt, inflation is going to stay high, meaning 2 rate hikes is most likely, meaning banks will suffer again. Repeat SVB, FRC. Stop being a negative Nancy, brother. No, I'm joking. You're probably not wrong, honestly. You're probably not wrong. I was just trying to farm a segment over there, maybe something that I could post on Instagram or something. But the overall idea over here is, yeah, the interest rate's still high. Just because banks pass stress tests doesn't mean interest rates go down. Right? It's a whole different math behind interest rates. But the banks passing stress tests is overall a good sentiment for the market because banks have been, getting beat down and being scary. The run on banks were a little bit of a topic a little bit. So all that fear might now turn into greed. And there was already greed in the market, I believe, with all these bulls coming in the market. So we got to be careful, obviously, with the whole interest rates hikes and ideas behind that. I like the catalyst for the bull side is all I'm trying to say. I love the catalyst for the bull side over here. Could just take the stock market to the north side. Apple could possibly getting closer to 190 over here in the after hours. I mean, we're up 0.06% in the after hours. 190 is not that far away. Yeah, we got saved by 10 cents today. What was that noise? We got saved by 10 cents today, and that was amazing, but we might not get saved tomorrow, right? You don't get saved every day by the bell. So we did get saved by that one today, though. Awesome move on Apple. Congratulations for all the bulls out there. Whoever, I'm rich. Yeah, exactly, Fahad. Man, we missed Fahad. 5 stocks are keeping the market up. Apple, Tesla, NVIDIA, even though it was red today, NVIDIA. I want to say Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, NVIDIA. Google's doing a horrible job at staying at the north side. Amazon. 5 stocks that are Amazon. Ah, Hobie, you're a clown. I love you. And Carvana, says Nicole Harris. Yeah, I don't think Carvana is that big of a weightage in the market to hold up the market, but I get what you're saying. Carvana had a monster squeeze to the north side today, 27 coming into play. CVNA, let's go take a look at that bad boy. Carvana 27 almost came into play today, and it actually broke 27. Wow, what am I talking about? Broke 27, went up to 28.40. Let's quickly look at this chart on the 5-minute chart. Each candle that you guys see over here is 5 minutes long, and yeah, monster rally. If we were to actually zoom out over here on the daily chart, an instant eye-popping number at 28.52. If that 28.52 level breaks, oh baby, get ready for the moon. You know, we're going to just have some fun with this. So 28.50 looks like a good level to keep an eye out for on CVNA. Thank you for putting that one in the chat. Yeah, I didn't have that one on my watch list, actually, so we would have probably missed that one out. This watch list is the old one. I didn't have enough time to make one for today, but we're kind of just, you know, going through all the stocks that moved around and obviously going through some of the stocks from our trusty watch list from Trader TV Live. If you haven't signed up for our watch list yet, you're making one of the biggest mistakes out there. Let me show you what our watch list looks like. Here we go. Comes out every single morning. We tell you exactly what the market sentiment, what the markets are doing right now, what is happening around the globe or so on in this first paragraph. We put in the economic calendars over here. Then we talk about, you know, market sectors or specific stocks in general, why they're moving around, what is the catalyst behind it. That way you are not, you know, stuck looking for what stock should I trade today. Oh my goodness, there's a million stocks out there. How can I find the real stock to be indulged in and the right stock to make some profits on? And today you could have done that with Boeing. You could have done that with Pinterest. You could have done that with Tesla. And Tesla was obviously the easiest stock to trade today, in my opinion. The long off the pre-market high was monstrous. Monster long to the north side. Let's actually go take a look at Boeing, because I know some of you in the chat, I think some of you in the chat actually trade Boeing, because every time we talk about the stock, on the morning show, I hear you guys in the chat just lighting up. So let's go take a look at BA. My view on BA is this box that we're absolutely stuck in. I think this one was actually extended a little bit more to this one. No, for sure not. Is this box that we're stuck in over here. We do get breakouts of this box to the downside over here and then upside also. But my whole idea is wait for this breakout over here, which happens to be near 212 to 215. So I'd much rather just wait for that number to come into play. We did make a monster run up to 212 today, but did not get above that 215 area. I need to see Boeing above 215 to look for longs, and Boeing anywhere above 220, near 223, 225 is a short area, because we've seen supply open up and the stock gets stuffed right back into these demand zone. But this is a clear demand area. Look how long we've been here. From the starting of the year till now, the stock has had many catalysts, many catalysts, 2 earnings catalysts, multiple FAA, I think Federal Aviation Association catalysts, and multiple other internal catalysts about whatever problems that they were having. Did nothing to the stock, just stuck to its range. So for me, as a day trader, I want to see a breakout of these ranges for me to really start getting involved in this one. Michael Nosper, Bears vs. Bull, had INOQ on watch. Yeah, we were actually looking at that on the midday. IONQ, sorry. IONQ, we were actually looking at that on the midday. This level right here looked pretty clean to me, and that breakout was, you never look back once you take that breakout of $16, like super clean. Those are the type of trades that we always like to look at. I mean, that was around $11. Come on, man. So clean. My only problem with stocks like these are the floats and so on. So what is the float for this stock? 136 million float. That's not bad at all. I think was this a high short float if I remember correctly. If it was probably a high short float stock. So let's go to our trusty tool at Trade Ideas. Type in IO and Q. Short float of 15%. Yeah, high short float number coming in. And the recent any news catalyst. Korea is a latecomer in quantum technology, but not too late. It's a quantum technology company from Korea, okay? Following positive analyst rating, exciting development, and positive growth. Launching most powerful quantum system 4. Cuts off the rest of the article over there. I would have to click on it to read more. But monster move today overall. After hours, a little bit of selling coming in, down about 1%. I'm expecting this area around 13 to show some support on IONQ, especially if the catalyst that it has is positive. This is obviously the after hour move, I'm guessing. No, it's a midday move. That's a midday move. Let's see if 13 holds tomorrow. If 13 doesn't hold tomorrow, then I'm not going to be too excited for the longs, because we could easily see 11 coming into this position, and I don't want to get trapped up in this one. But congratulations to anyone who did trade the stock, man. Monster move on this one too. Today, all stocks just went crazy. Don't you think so, chat? All stocks went absolutely crazy. A super chat coming in from Nicole Harris. Thank you, Nicole Harris, for the super chat support. How's Nike chart looking for earnings tomorrow? After hours, wave out. Forgot about it. Our earnings season is starting up. Obviously, we saw Micron do some crazy stuff today. Let's quickly head over here and let me do this. Where is my other tab? My other tab's right here. We can close this, close that. We can close that too. And then we can go here and type in earnings whispers and try to find this chart. Upcoming earnings, earnings after the close. BlackBerry, but I don't think BlackBerry's till like 5 o'clock, right? That's the problem. So we're still not gonna wait. Can't see that stock move. So we'll have to probably wait for that one till tomorrow. I could, however, show you guys probably what the expected number is for BlackBerry real quick. I'm just going to log into this account over here. While I do that, I'm going to go back over here. So we do know BlackBerry's announcing. Nothing really too fancy for the pre-market tomorrow. Rite Aid maybe, something to take a look at. But no other names that sound like something that I've traded before. Unless there's some big volume on this on some of these positions, I wouldn't really be taking a look at them, honestly. And then upcoming earnings tomorrow. Pre-market, or you said after hours. I don't really see that one over here, so maybe if we can scroll down over here, there we go. After hours, we got the big check mark, the Nike check mark, and we also got Constellation Brands on Friday. So let's go take a look at NKE real quick for some levels, and then we'll cover NKE tomorrow for the overall move on how the stock might move when the numbers do come out. Hopefully the numbers comes out before 5, obviously, because if it comes out after 5, we're going to miss out on that opportunity. So NKE over here, I mean, yeah, we did break out of this range where the volume point of control is at the moment, but we are getting rejected by the EMAs on the daily chart. I think getting above the EMAs or even getting above this area right here would be interesting for me. So that happens to be around 117. Getting above 117 will get me really bullish about this position, because that shows me that we are turning the trend. We are now getting above the EMAs, the 50 and the 100 for anyone wondering which EMAs is I'm talking about. Getting above the EMAs, turning the trend, finding previous support to show up as support again, so we can go fight with previous resistances. So those would be my ideas over here on NKE. We'll see if earnings coming out tomorrow after hours helps them out. Couple last few things over here as we are running out of time. Sadly, it is about to be 4:53. My goodness, the time ran by. I feel like, you know, we talked about a lot of stocks over here, but I still have so many stocks I want to talk about. So I apologize for anyone in the chat if I didn't hit your stocks that I wanted to talk, if I didn't hit your stocks on the chart today. But next time, tomorrow, if you're here, maybe we get to put your stocks on the chart. So I'm just going to quickly go through my last few things that I have on my schedule here, which is to quickly look at the NASDAQ market. NASDAQ market finally breaking above the 15,200 today, 15,219 being the exact high. Let's see if we can, you know, keep pushing higher and higher all the way back to the old previous high of 15,500 area. That would be, you know, a monster level. I mean, we're not that far away from the all-time high on the NASDAQ market, right? So especially with the bank test news catalyst coming out, we could maybe see this market launching up a little bit more to the north side. QQQ already positive on the pre-market over here, after hours over here, and they actually closed positive on the day. S&P 500 also closed positive on the day and trying to inch higher over here in the after hours with the positive bank catalyst most likely. So I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow is a green day at all. Be very, very careful. Seems time goes by explaining faster as you get older. Shake my head. You're probably not wrong there, my friend. You're probably not wrong. So yeah, S&P 500 looks very bullish now to me, especially to somebody who's been screaming, hey, we're going to the downside, we're going to the downside. We're probably ripping now. And thank you to Michael Noss, actually, who flipped my idea around on that by actually doing an amazing study on Twitter. So go give him a follow. While you're giving him a follow, give me a follow too at TraderPrad on Twitter. I would love that. Today's economic calendar obviously wasn't that active. We did have the crude oil inventories, so that brings in some moves for the oil sector, something that we didn't get to touch on, sadly. But oil sectors did have a move in it today. Let's just quickly take a look at that one. Go over here, look at crude futures. Crude futures were up 2.6%, so awesome move on the overall crude futures. XLE up 1% overall and trying to inch up to the north side. So successful bounce still happening on most likely around these triple bottoms on CVX and XOM and Oxy that we were talking about recently. Going back to the economic calendar, what is interesting tomorrow would be at 2:30 p.m. Fed Chair Powell is back on the mic again. He's going to start dropping some hot bars, so get ready for whatever is happening at 2:30. That's bright early in the morning. Obviously, this is in Europe, so get ready from 2:30 all the way probably into the open like he was today. We'll probably see him on the mic, so get ready for that one. We got, what is this? GDP numbers coming out at 8:30. Initial jobless claims coming out at 8:30, and pending home sales. So obviously GDP and initial jobless claims most likely very important for that inflation number over there. So we'll watch the market move around a little bit at 8:30, a little bit maybe at 10 o'clock. Pending home sales. So that's again your home builders, your HDs, your Lennars, LENs, and so on. Watch those stocks when that's moving around for pending home sales. Maybe even insurance companies on play for that play at 10 o'clock. Watch for that one. But nothing really too interesting for tomorrow. Keep in mind, tomorrow we have banger IPOs, okay? Maybe not as banger as I want them to be, but in my opinion, they are. It's going to be these three companies, KGS, SVV, FIHL. So once again, I'm going to zoom into this page for you guys so you can take a look at this. It's going to be these three companies right here, KGS, SVV, FIHL, opening up around $19 to $22, $15 to $17 for this one, and $16 to $19 for this one. Decent amount of shares being offered also to the market, so not a small, not too small of a offer amount over here for the stock market. Also, which is, you know, $500,000, pretty close to all of them. I'm interested on finding out later on my way home what these companies do and how can I get into the trade. Looks like something over here with gas services, maybe XLE related, Value Village, okay. Maybe we can take a look at any Value Village related stocks on the market. I think Value Village is on the stock market, right? So we'll take a look at that. and insurance holdings company coming in. So I like the fact that IPOs are kind of creeping back up here in the stock market. Let's see if tomorrow ends up being banger for these 3 stocks to begin with on their maiden journey. Maiden journey on the New York stock market. The probability for the rate hike is still for a 0.25 hike coming in for the next FOMC meeting on the 26th of July. So we'll just have to wait patiently to see what happens on this one. The numbers are not really changing as much intraday to day as much as they used to back in the day. So most likely, you know, we're just waiting for these big numbers like CPI, PPI, initial jobless claims, and so on to come out to really find out how these numbers move around. I am very, very happy with the positive catalyst that came out today. That puts the XLE sector back into play tomorrow, so have that on your watch list. For anything that I missed out, we'll get them tomorrow. So let's go to this screen, the full camera. Full camera, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I'm your host, Trader Prad. I'm here every single day as long as the markets are moving around at 12 o'clock on the midday, and at 4 o'clock in the after hours. Thank you for taking that extra hour off your day to watch your boy Trader Prad talk about some stock market stuff on this channel here. My boy Obi's taking pictures. I don't know why. I mean, this is a live show. You can just go on YouTube. Just go on YouTube and do it. But go long snap his says because he's taking a Snapchat. Obi, you're not that young, my friend. You're not that young for Snapchat. Okay? You're older than me, Obi. But you're not that young, okay? But no, that was a fight. That's just a joke call out. Look, I have Snapchat too. I just don't have anyone to snap to. So at least you have friends to Snapchat to. That's awesome. Maybe we should Snapchat each other, Obi. We'll do that. We'll Snapchat each other. All right, Obi. Well, let me sign off and let me get off, and we'll talk all you want, Obi. Guys, we're going to sign off. Clearly, Obi wants to hang out. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 4. Take care. Hit the like button. Adios. Peace, muchachos. Mwah.